Namaskar. I am Srijan Rajput and welcome you all to our live and interactive session presenting on PM Evidya channel 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube handles NCERT official and NCERT PM Evidya class 6 to class 12 YouTube channels. This is our 6-day online training series on AI and robotics in school education. And today is day 4 of the series, and the topic we have taken up today is demystifying artificial intelligence concepts, myths and reality for school education. This training program is brought to you by CIET NCERT with the collaboration with the Robotics India. Here I also request to all the viewers, please register with yourself and watch all the sessions to qualify our assessment program with more than 70% marks to get the certificate. As this is a live and interactive session, so please feel free to connect with us. We have various medium, like you can make a call on our IVRS number, that is on 8800440559. You can also go the live chat box option to give your feedbacks also, and we have a dedicated email ID for this training program, that is diksha.training@ciet.nic.in. हमारे सभी दर्शक जो इस समय हमें विभिन्न माध्यमों पर देख रहे हैं, बता दें हमारी ट्रेनिंग सीरीज़ का ये चौथा दिन है जहां आज हम बात करने जा रहे हैं डेमोन्स्ट्रीफाइंग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को लेकर। इस विषय से संबंधित अपने सभी फीडबैक, अपनी क्वेरीज आप हमें इन विभिन्न माध्यमों पर भेज सकते हैं। टू मेक दिस सेशन इंक्लूसिव, वी आर जॉइंड बाय आवर साइन लैंग्वेज इंटरप्रेटर्स अनुष्का शर्मा एंड सोनल सेतु। वी वेलकम यू बोथ इन दिस सेशन. Now time to meet our guest for today. Let's welcome her. We are joined by Ms. Simrat Sarkaria, Manager from DWP Digital Workplace Solution HCL Technologies. मैम नमस्कार, स्वागत करते हैं आपका.
नमस्कार सृजन, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर हैविंग मी.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम टू हेयर. मैम आपसे आज के विषय के बारे में जानना चाहेंगे. हम आज स्कूल एजुकेशन को लेकर, रोबोटिक्स इंडिया हमारे साथ जुड़ा हुआ है इस विषय को लेकर, हम बात करना चाहते हैं विद द वेरी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाउ इज़ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग एजुकेशन टुडे? व्हाट वी मीन बाय यूजिंग AI इन एजुकेशन?
So we'll make it very simple, Shrijan, for everybody, for our viewers especially, to understand. Here the basic idea why we're doing these sessions and why Robotics India and NCERT have clubbed together is for making it very simple for everybody to understand, especially for our teachers, because they are the people who are anchoring a generation which is going to be the future of this country.
Yes, ma'am.
So the best part is, while we are talking, sitting here in the studio, we are witnessing the biggest India AI Summit. So we can understand the importance this alphabet or this word has for our future generation. This is very important for us to know, but at the same time we have to demystify it. We have to declutter it from all the mystery that goes around artificial intelligence, making it one big technology which is going to take away jobs, which is going to be so disruptive, which is going to be very dangerous for the coming generations, which is not the case. We have to understand that this is the need of the hour. Just like there was a time when calculator came in, it didn't mean that mathematics ended. Never. Internet came, didn't mean that schools finished. Books
Absolutely right, ma'am.
Yeah, books are there, doesn't mean teachers are not required. The same way, artificial intelligence is a way forward. This is an upgrade in the technology, and this is something which we have to take with us going forward.
डेफिनेटली मैम. मैम एक टाइम था 90s का जब कहते थे कि कंप्यूटर का ज़माना आएगा तो हमारी जो नौकरी है या फिर जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो मेरे लिए उतना बेनिफिशियल नहीं रहेगा. अब AI का ज़माना आ गया, हमें साथ साथ बदलना होगा और इसे हमें इंक्लूड भी करना होगा अपनी टीचिंग पैटर्न्स के साथ, अपनी डेली लाइफ के साथ. स्टार्ट करना चाहेंगे और आपसे जानना चाहेंगे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन को लेकर और स्कूल एजुकेशन में इसके बेनिफिट्स को लेकर.
Definitely, like you rightly said, जब इंटरनेट आया था we were so worried कि क्या होगा, what would be the school education, what would be the future of the schools, what would these buildings standing up tall, what would they signify. But we are living in a world where technology will always exist in parallel to the human beings. It will never replace the human being, but definitely it has to make systems more efficient, more effective, and also it is a beautiful time for us as trainers, as teachers, that we have to reinvent ourselves. When I say reinvent, basically what I mean is कि अब हमें नए तरीके समझने पड़ेंगे जिससे हमने अपने स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाना है. That is very very important. अब हम सिर्फ वो same traditional ways of going to the textbook cannot be functional because we have so much access, we have so much information out there. There's so much of this, the scale of everything has increased. It has magnified. So what we have to do is we have to make a right balance. When I say a right balance, the teachers exist because the role of the teacher can never be taken away. It can never be like a father's role or a mother's role can never be taken away by any bot or any AI platform. The same way the teacher's role when it comes to socializing a child for his future or preparing for their value system comes, it will never be taken away. But at the same time, now the teachers have to relearn, and programs like these are a kind of a wake-up call for the teachers, a request for the teachers. Whatever they've learned so far has definitely helped the students. They have trained to be wonderful beings like they are, and they are anchoring their children, they are mentoring them, they are guiding them. But now is the time when we have to have smarter ways to make the education process even more simpler for the students, more engaging, more collaborative, and we have to focus on the experiential learning, which is the main motto of the NEP and the NCF 2023, because this is the need of the hour.
Yes, ma'am.
So going forward, I would like to just discuss with you some of the concepts which are there in artificial intelligence, which are going to be very simple. Probably when you go back and see this video, it shouldn't be something which should come as a very difficult thing for you to understand. But the teachers of today and also the students of today, they need to familiarize themselves with these concepts, because these concepts are not something which is you're not going to find references to. You're going to find references to when you're seeing something on the TV, when you're seeing a news, when you're reading out something. These are the concepts which are going to be so simple if you break them down and understand them. But at the same time, it is very important for you to be open to understanding these concepts. So we'll start with the machine learning. So basically, what is machine learning? We talk about ML, we talk about ML taking over and things like that. Machine learning is the simplest way we can teach a computer or a system by giving them examples, by improving their learning through examples, through experiences, rather than programming them again and again. This is very important for you to understand, that machine learning is there to kind of make your life easier, but it is at the same time a humanly input which goes into the system, and then over time the system learns, from its mistakes. It goes through those experiments again and again and comes back to us with the right information. It's just like, in a classroom, a teacher wants to show the students, younger students. When we talk about students, I'm talking about very young students here. So you have an apple and an orange in your hand, and you show the students that look, an apple can either look red or green in color, and it's something like circle, but not completely round. On the other side, we have an orange, which is orange in color and also is completely round. So that stays in the memory of the child, that when something is round and orange and is a fruit, that probably is an orange. So this is how we are telling the system through examples that this is what it should look like, and these are the experiences which the system picks up over time and gives us the responses. So this is a very simple term, machine learning. Basically, just like children learn, teachers learn, the machine is also learning. The next concept is computer vision. From itself, we can see that we can pick information. If you show me a picture of a cat, I can identify, okay, this is a cat, this is a mouse, this is a house, this is a tree. Very simple. The same way the computer has eyes, which is in the form of a camera. It picks up the images which are shown to it, and then it picks up what it is. The brain work is done by the computer itself. Just like the human brain processes that information, that the visual what it's seeing is a cat, the same way the computer sees and understands what that particular object is. So computer vision is everywhere. When you talk about face recognition, when you want to enter a class, when you have to enter say for instance, you've gone to a domestic airport or an international airport, you are using the Digi Yatra app. which is the closest example of I can give you of the face recognition. You've put in all your data inside, you've told them that, you know, this is what my Aadhaar card is, or this is what my passport ID is, and then when you standing in front of the system kind of auto generates a response and understands that this is this person, and then it allows you in. In a way, it is the more efficient way, it is a more convenient way, doesn't make you stand in queues for 40 minutes, 50 minutes, but doesn't mean the queues don't exist, they still do exist, they'll always exist, but these are smarter ways of things. People who are professionals, who are running around, who are going to the airport to get somewhere, for them to have this kind of a facility, to have this kind of access makes life easier. So it's just as simple as that. Moving on, we talk about the natural language processing. So basically I am talking, जैसे अब हम बात कर रहे हैं, आधी बात हम हिंदी में कर रहे हैं, आधी बात हम इंग्लिश में कर रहे हैं. So that doesn't mean that if I switch my subject or I switch the language, the computer doesn't pick up what I'm saying. When I'm talking to the system and I'm saying that, you know, can you help me with this, and I'm using few Hindi words or few English words, the systems are now designed to understand your language. They can respond to you human like, of course not as humans, let's not confuse a system with a human, but yes, they have the ability now, then they understand and then they respond to you accordingly. The biggest example when we talk about inclusivity, we talk about text to speech and speech to text. For instance, there are people who would like to use chatbots to convert from speech to text. मैं उससे बात कर रही हूँ, वो खुद transcribe कर रहा है कि मैं क्या बात कर रही हूँ, and it's giving me the right response.
Yes,
so there can be various reasons if you have people with special needs who are not able to use the keyboard to type in, but are able to speak to the system, and the system understands what you are saying is very, very beneficial.
Yes,
it can give you the right responses and it just helps you. So another thing, natural language processing. So what I would say is that the teachers today need to understand that all these concepts which come as big heavy words are actually very simple words if we break them down and we understand what's there, what's the technology behind, how this technology is helping us. Moving forward, we talk about the sensor technology. So what are sensors basically? When you talk about a sensor, we think of a device which can sense some sort of a change in the environment. Change in the environment, that change could be in the form of sound, it could be in the form of light, it could be in the form of temperature. So those kind of technology which can understand that change and respond accordingly is a sensor technology. It is as simple as that, there is nothing beyond that. So for instance, you've entered a room and you've auto set a timing, a temperature of the room to 26 degrees. Say I entered the room, but now I have set up the system in a way that if it's past 26 degrees and I want it to start working, the air condition will automatically start working. So this is basically the temperature sensor. The same way we have sensors which are the motion sensors. You want to enter a mall, you are standing at the mall, the doors open itself because they see some motion and that's how they respond to that. So this technology is very simple. It's there to make life easier. It's there to make the systems more efficient, like I said. Coming down to robotics integration. So what is robotics? What is a robot? A robot is basically a machine which works with minimum human effort. When I say minimal human effort, it does not mean at all that we don't need humans at all, which is a misconception. We need the humans design it, but they are designed to make life more effective and efficient, and that's what the work they do. So how do they work? They detect, they think, they decide, and then they act. A robot will do all these things to make life's small things easier. For instance, today we have robotic cleaners in the house who would just detect that, okay, there's dust here, then it'll go there and it'll clean it. But does that replace the domestic help or the people working for us or us working for our home? No, it does not change anything. It just stays in parallel. This is an efficient way. For instance, today I am not able to do it myself. I can have a robot to do that particular task for me. So it exists in parallel. Going again to the neural networks. So neural networks, where did this word neural come from? It comes from neurons. Neurons are basically brain cells. So a network of these cells, gives us the information. So here they are designed in a way that they recognize patterns and then they make decisions. So for instance, there is a system, I ask that what is the temperature today. So it takes that information, processes it, that okay, she wants to know the temperature of today, so it gives me the response accordingly. So does not take away the human interface to it, does not take away that I am not asking the question, but of course we have an efficient way where we are just asking and that person is responding, rather than me sitting on a system and typing in and then waiting for the response while I'm working, while I'm getting ready. I'm just asking the system that what's the temperature like, and it just helps me to make the choice, make the decision as to what can be worn, what can be taken along. If the weather changes, it tells you that okay, the mornings are a bit warmer, it might get windy, it might get rainy, and this is how you plan your day. So this is again a very efficient, smart system, doesn't take away anything from the weather, doesn't take away anything from the human. So while we are understanding all these concepts, be it machine learning or be it computer vision or be it natural language processing, sensor technology, or robotics integration or neural networks, what I want the teachers to understand is, whether we accept it or we do not, these technologies are there, very much so. They are there to make life better, they are there to make life convenient. The best way forward would be that we understand these concepts, break them down for our students, because these kids, these future generations which we are talking about, they will be in lifetime situations where they will have to talk about these things, whether they are entrepreneurs, whether they are doctors, whether they are professionals in any field. They will have to have references to these. Just like we talk about robotics in medicine, for instance, does not mean that we don't need doctors, does not mean that the doctors are not operating on the patients.
Right.
They still are. But yes, if you're a patient and you're given a choice between going for a robotic surgery or going under the knife, it will be an obvious choice that you would go for a robotic surgery, because
yes.
that is more efficient. The healing is easier, it does not leave a scar, it is a minimally invasive procedure. So as a matter of an intelligent choice, you would go for a robotic surgery than just to be under a knife and be cut. So that's how it is in any field. Education also is just like another field, which is the most significant field. Like I said, that these are the foundational years of a child. These will determine what you become in life, the value system you carry, the belief system you carry. So being in a position where you can impart them the knowledge that makes them better humans, that makes their life better, that prepares them for the job market tomorrow. Because we have to understand today that being very averse to any technological advancement around means we are depriving of the future generations of their opportunities which will come their way. So the teachers, being the responsible beings they are, they cannot do that. You have to amalgamate education system today with the latest technologies, so that the students, they know what's the best there, and then they take decisions accordingly, what will help them, what will not help them. So be it any such technological feature of the AI, whether you talk about computer vision, when we are talking about face recognitions, the phone being used and being opened by looking at your phone, these are all simple things, but these are some things which you will have to break down for your students. You will have to tell them that this is how a small system works, this is how your life is becoming easier, this is how your life is becoming efficient. तो बेसिकली वही हमको उनको दिखाना पड़ेगा, बार बार समझाना पड़ेगा कि ये कैसे हुआ, कैसे तुम्हारी अटेंडेंस मार्क हुई. फॉर इंस्टेंस, अगर मेरे पास आज एक AI सपोर्टेड रिपोर्ट है क्लास में, जिसके साथ एक बच्चा क्लास में आता है, बीइंग अ टीचर, इफ आई हैव अ 40 स्टूडेंट क्लास, 40 बच्चे हैं, 45 मिनट्स के लेक्चर में मैं 10 मिनट सिर्फ उनकी अटेंडेंस लेने लूँ, विल इट मेक मी एफिशिएंट? नो. If I have a face recognition where I can tell the student, okay beta, we are using computer vision where it's recognizing your face and it's telling me that a particular student has attended the lecture, is an efficient system. इससे efficiency बढ़ेगी. जो 45 minutes का lecture का time मुझे मिला है मेरे students के साथ, उसमें क्या होगा, मैं उनको और चीज़ें सिखा सकती हूँ, मैं उनको एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करवा सकती हूँ, मैं उनके लेवल पे जाके उनकी डिफ़िकल्टीज अंडरस्टैंड कर सकती हूँ, उनके साथ इंगेज कर सकती हूँ,
टाइम पूरी तरह से
यूटिलाइज होएगा। सो इससे टीचर का रोल खत्म हो जाएगा, ये कहना बिल्कुल गलत है। इट विल जस्ट बी कि टीचर विल बी अवेलेबल, टीचर के पास टाइम होगा कि वो हश हश में क्लास नहीं खत्म करेगी, उसके पास ज़्यादा टाइम होगा कि वो बच्चों की प्रॉब्लम समझेगी। जस्ट वैसा ही हमारा ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम है। आगे क्या होता था, टीचर्स एक एक रिपोर्ट कार्ड खुद बैठ के लिख रही हैं, विच इज़ नॉट अ वेरी एफिशिएंट सिस्टम। नाउ व्हाट इज़ देयर, हमारे पास ऐसे सिस्टम्स आ गए हैं, हमारे पास ऐसे गैजेट्स आ गए हैं जिसमें हम उनके असेसमेंट शीट्स डालते हैं, वो असेस होते हैं, उनकी ग्रेडिंग होती है। डजंट मीन कि वो सारा कुछ सिस्टम ही कर रहा है, टीचर ने उसमें कुछ नहीं किया। ऑब्वियसली एक सर्टन स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ आंसर विच इज़ एक्सपेक्टेड, ये सब एक टीचर ही डिसाइड कर रहा है। लेकिन उस ग्रेडिंग से, उस ऑटो जनरेटेड शीट से या उस ऑटो जनरेटेड ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम से एक टीचर के पास इतनी बैंडविड्थ है कि वो एक बच्चे के साथ और इंगेज कर सकती है। बिकॉज हमें ये सोचना पड़ेगा कि ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स इन द क्लास आर नॉट सेम। व्हेन आई से, कई बच्चे होंगे जो मैथ्स में अच्छे होंगे, कई बच्चे होंगे जो साइंस में अच्छे होंगे, कई हिस्ट्री में अच्छे होंगे। अगर किसी टीचर ने एक लेसन प्लान बना लिया जिसमें वो पिक्टोग्राफिक एग्जाम्पल से मुगल्स दिखा रही है अपने स्टूडेंट्स को, डज इट मेक हर लेस एफिशिएंट? नॉट एट ऑल। आई थिंक द पिक्टोग्राफिक मेमोरी ऑफ अ चाइल्ड वुड बी शार्पर। एंड अगर उसने एक इमेज देख ली है एंड एसोसिएट कर लिया है एक पर्टिकुलर मुगल किंग को एक पर्टिकुलर इमेज के साथ, इट विल हेल्प देम अंडरस्टैंड सो मेनी थिंग्स, इट विल हेल्प देम मेमोराइज, and not like a memorize where they would just be reproducing in the rise. For the rest of their life they will know कि ये particular जो tome था ये कौन से राजा का था, you know, and they can kind of relate to it, they can cross relate to it, okay, that this is their. So these are the things which, you know, which will help the students going forward, चाहे उनकी grading processes हो. We have to understand that the grading systems of this country, the objective gradings which we have, where we have to choose between 4 answers, it now a lot of exams, if you see, they are all objective type, where we are given a certain number of answers and we have to choose the correct answer. So it's not like we are totally blank there. But yes, अगर आपकी पिक्टोग्राफिक मेमोरी में आपने ऐसा कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट खुद करके देख लिया है या आपके रोबोट ने कुछ ऐसा डिज़ाइन कर लिया है जिसके साथ कि आपको याद रह गया कि पर्टिकुलर थिंग इज एसोसिएटेड टू दैट, योर डिसीजन मेकिंग इन योर आंसर्स वुड बी सो मच बेटर, उसका कोई मैच ही नहीं होगा. So it is everywhere. We talk about the navigating systems. आज हम यहाँ पहुँचने के लिए what are we using? We are using GPS, not because we don't know the way, because the GPS is not only telling us the way, it's telling us the fastest route to get to the NCERT office. So these are smarter ways, efficient ways, and these are the only ways which will help us progress in life, because considering how the stresses and the strains of daily life, we need these things to be automated, these things to be looked after, so that we can pay attention towards the bigger picture.
Yes,
so content recommendations, we talk about what are content recommendations. आज मैं एक YouTube पे वीडियो देखती हूँ, AI related देखती हूँ, जिसमें मैं AI के बारे में समझना चाहती हूँ. YouTube is on its own telling me that this is also an interesting content. You might feel interested in this. What are these? This is all AI. This is AI in our everyday life. So I might have gone to YouTube सिर्फ एक वीडियो देखने के लिए, लेकिन YouTube ने मुझे 4 और ऐसे कंटेंट बता दिए जिसमें मेरी नॉलेज इनहेंस हुई, जिसमें मैंने कुछ और सीखा. So I think this is very important for our students, because they will probably tomorrow learn a particular thing from a YouTube source or from any online source, and if it gets a recommendation that आपने ये सीखा है, इसका next level ये है, ये basic था, ये intermediate level है, ये advanced level है, ऐसे ही हम समझेंगे, ऐसे ही हम आगे आगे सीखेंगे. और कई बारी बच्चे इतने इंटरेस्टेड हो जाते हैं देखने में कंटेंट that they actually feel that let me see the next one, let me see the next one. So this is a, you know, this is a learning process which doesn't stop. It will not stop at one video, it will not stop at one thing, it will just continue. So this is extremely important. The same we talk about the voice assistants or the chatbots, we talk about Siri, we talk about Alexa. They are understanding, they are processing, and then they are giving us the responses accordingly. You know, the best way forward is just to you know, if there is an experiment or there is an AI tool which has to be designed in the school, the teachers should make the students understand first themselves, understand these small concepts, and then tell them that let's make a robot like that, let's make a system like that which can understand what you're asking and give you according responses. So ये सब चीज़ें whether we are trained or we are not there, they're very much there. So the best way forward is कि हम इसको सीखें और फिर हम अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में अपने बच्चों के लिए दिस शुड बी पुट इनटू प्रैक्टिस.
जी सिमरत मैम, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे हाउ AI बिकम अ पार्ट ऑफ टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस. टीचर्स की, स्टूडेंट्स की, एजुकेशन सिस्टम का जो सपोर्ट है वो AI के ज़रिए कैसे संभव है, ये सिनेरियो आपसे पूरा समझना चाहेंगे.
So like I said, you know, support is very much there. There are so many apps, there are so many tools which need to be firstly they need to be vetted as to बच्चों के लिए क्या best है. उसके लिए there is a lot of procedures in place, there are frameworks, there are these companies which are making these tools. These tools are very much, you can do the vetting, you can see if it fits your bill. When I say fits your bill, कि आपके ethic policy और आपके organization के ethical policy के हिसाब से if it's fine, you can utilize these tools to make your classroom experiences more engaging.
Yes.
कुछ भी आप उनको दिखाएं, कुछ भी आप उनको एक्सपेरिमेंट्स करके दिखाएं, स्टेप बाय स्टेप्स आप उनको गाइड करें. दीज आर द वेज व्हेन द चिल्ड्रन आर गोइंग टू फील लाइक they are part of the experiment. Yes, they will feel very much being there in the moment rather than telling them कि आप textbook लेके आओ और हम textbook ही पढ़ी जाए. I think this is a way जिससे teachers का burden भी कम होगा and you probably can a full lesson which would have taken you 3 days, maybe आप 3 दिन में वो पूरा lesson समझा सकते बच्चों को. आप एक experiment से मे बी एक 45 मिनट्स की क्लास में वो अच्छे से समझा दें और जैसे वो समझें देन दे रिप्रोड्यूस दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन व्हेन दे आर आंसरिंग द टीचर और दे आर गिविंग एग्जाम्स, इट विल बी सो मच बेटर. फिर इन बच्चों की जो भी यू नो वट एवर देयर एकेडमिक रिपोर्ट्स आर, देयर टेस्ट आर, दीज कैन बी रियल टाइम एसेसिंग हो सकती है इसकी कि बच्चों ने कैसा परफॉर्म किया है. देयर आर टूल्स, देयर आर AI टूल्स विच कैन बी यूज टू दैट. Dr. Bobby has talked about, then Miss Payal Rajpal has talked about it in the last 2 sessions. She's shown how we can organize a lesson, a class lesson in
yes,
taking the help of a AI tool. So these are very much out there. These are not something which is personal to me or to you. These systems are there. Anybody can have access to them, and these tools are very much there to make life easier for all the teachers. Also, I would say that teachers को ये समझना पड़ेगा कि यही भाषा बच्चों को भी आजकल समझ में आ रही है.
बिल्कुल.
बिकॉज बच्चों के लिए यही सब कुछ है. वो घर जाते हैं, वो देखते हैं हमारे पेरेंट्स ने कैमरा लगाया हुआ है. सो व्हाट इज दैट कैमरा बेसिकली डूइंग? इट्स कैप्चरिंग इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड सेंडिंग इट टू द पेरेंट्स. You've got CCTV cameras in the schools, you've got CCTV cameras at home. So basically इससे बच्चों को भी यही भाषा समझ में आएगी. वो अपने पेरेंट्स का फ़ोन उठाते हैं, they're not able to unlock it because फेस रिकॉग्निशन नहीं हुआ. पेरेंट ने अपना फेस सेट किया हुआ है तो वो नहीं रिकॉग्नाइज कर सका बच्चे का फेस. सो इट डज नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज इट, इट डज नॉट अनलॉक इट. सो द चाइल्ड अंडरस्टैंड दैट लैंग्वेज. सो बेसिकली इट इज the way of, this is every day and this is going to be the way forward. So the teacher, वो उनकी एक जिम्मेदारी बन जाती है दैट वो इस इंफॉर्मेशन को यूज़ करें और उनके डे टू डे लाइफ में, उनके एक्सपेरिमेंट्स में, चाहे वो एक रोबोट बनाने के लिए हो या कोई और एक्सपेरिमेंट करना हो या कोई सोशल साइंस का लेक्चर हो जिसमें उनको कुछ नहीं करना बट उन्होंने सीखना है व्हाट हैज़ बीन हैपनिंग इन द पास्ट. ये सब कुछ हम उनको एक प्ले वे मेथड से सिखाएंगे. दिस इज बेसिकली अ प्ले वे मेथड जो उनको ज़्यादा याद रहेगा. प्लस इससे कोलैबोरेटिव एफर्ट बढ़ता है बच्चों का आपस में, बिकॉज कोई भी एक्टिविटी करने के लिए इट विल नॉट बी वन पर्सन. अगर आप ऐसा कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट कराते हो अपनी क्लास में तो इट्स नॉट जस्ट आप कर रहे हो या मैं कर रही हूँ. इट विल बी 3-4 of us together. Yes. So the kids not only learn education or academics, they learn life skills. When I talk about life skills is कि एक दूसरे के साथ कैसे मिलके चलना है. आपको मेरी कोई बात नहीं अच्छी लगी, आप मेरे को आपकी कोई बात नहीं अच्छी लगी, बट दिस इज नॉट हाउ इट वर्क्स. यू नो, आई हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट योर आइडियाज, आई हैव टू इनकॉर्पोरेट माई आइडियाज, एंड दैट इज हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू बिल्ड अ सक्सेसफुल एक्सपेरिमेंट. And these are the life lessons which a play-way system will kind of tell them. So this is definitely going to be there for every classroom now.
Yes, ma'am. So school education of AI is the topic next we are going to discuss, ma'am. Yes, please proceed.
Yeah, so we are talking about the intelligent tutoring systems. Like I said, you know, we've been discussing it for the past three lectures where we've told how this is going to be efficient. Like I said, the teachers have to reinvent ways to get to the students now. When we have these intelligent tutoring system, does not take away the fact that the teacher will be the vital in the whole process. She is going to be our guide. She is going to be our anchor. She is the one who's going to make our belief system. I'll give you a very small example. For instance, there is a class of 20 students where one child is not performing up to the mark. So there is an AI tool which is assessing all the children's marks. So what would the AI tool at the max do is that it will tell that this child is not performing well, or he is below average, or he has certain issues with getting good marks. That's the maximum an AI tool can do. But what will a teacher do? She will identify that this child probably was doing better earlier, but now due to some reasons he is not able to engage as much in the class. वो उतना participate नहीं कर रहा है, वो उतना खुशी से नहीं कर रहा है, उसके marks कम हो रहे हैं, वो चुप हो गया है. The teacher will go to that child and ask if everything is okay, if he needs some support, if there's something bothering him, कुछ घर पे हुआ है, मम्मी ने डांटा है, पापा ने डांटा है, कुछ भी ऐसा हुआ है जिससे वो अपनी पढ़ाई में उतना फोकस नहीं दे पा रहा है. सो दैट इज द रोल ऑफ अ टीचर. But what the tutoring system, an intelligent tutoring system would do, he would make sure that if a child is not able to perform excellently well, वो उसको नीचे करके अपने grading system को इस हिसाब से उसको नीचे करके अपना जो quizzes हैं, अपनी assessment sheets हैं, वो accordingly करेंगे ताकि वो उसमें participate कर सके. Automated assessments, like I said, it will provide us the real-time data. It will provide us the feedbacks. This will be very efficient for teachers ताकि वो उस real-time data के हिसाब से अपने students को समझा सके. Learning analytics, data-driven insights identify students needing intervention while highlighting effective teaching strategies. So learning analytics basically would be analyzing what the child is doing. The kind of grading system will help us identify that this child is particularly weaker in a particular subject. हो सकता है वो मैथ्स में बहुत अच्छा हो लेकिन वो इंग्लिश में इतना अच्छा नहीं है. So अगर हम उसकी वो चीज़ को आइडेंटिफाई ही नहीं करेंगे तो हम उसको उस हिसाब से समझा नहीं सकेंगे. When it comes to timely intervention, we will only be able to do it when we know where is the problem area. Personalized learning paths, like I said, we will have these personalized learning paths as per the. So, for instance, this teacher training program we're doing, it's at a basic level where we're trying to, kind to identify the terms. We're trying to make it easy for the students, teachers. So, the same way we will see what is the learning path for every student and the programs can be designed accordingly.
Yes मैम, हम सभी जानते हैं AI बहुत कैपेबल है, बहुत सारी कैपेबिलिटीज़ हैं AI में, और इससे जुड़े मैम कुछ मिथ्स हैं स्टूडेंट्स के माइंड में भी, टीचर्स के माइंड में भी, और हमारी जो कि डेली लाइफ से कनेक्टेड मिथ्स भी हैं, उन पर बात करना चाहेंगे. क्या रियलिटी चेक्स हैं यहाँ पर?
So of course, there's a lot of myth in the sense कि जब AI आया लोगों ने बोला कि नौकरियाँ ख़त्म हो जाएंगी. नौकरियाँ कैसे ख़त्म हो जाएंगी? Of course, जब मैं पढ़ रही थी, I'm a 90s child. I was in school in my 90s. So doesn't mean what I studied that there is totally irrelevant, but doesn't mean that I can live by what I was learning in the 90s. अगर मैं वहीं बैठी रहूँगी, टाइम के साथ अपने आप को अपग्रेड नहीं करूँगी with the recent technologies या what is the ways of the world, how can I cope up? I'm sure जब हम बड़े हो रहे थे या आप बड़े हो रहे थे, we didn't hear of artificial intelligence like we are talking about it now. Considering we are doing a India level summit on it today, it makes it all the more important that it is something which is very vital. But the way to stay relevant today, when I say relevant, is to the times we are living in, to the technologies we are living in, is to know that this is the way forward and we have to learn, we have to adapt. And adapt, not that, oh, all of a sudden I have to start learning coding. That's really not required. Nobody is asking you, nobody is expecting that. But yes, you have to understand that these tools will make life easier, not only for you as teachers, but also for the students. Language learning tools or accessibility solutions, these are all things which will make future generations kind of adapt to the changing technologies. So this is basically, that's about it, I would say.
Yes ma'am, we have next question that is going to be very interesting. We want to know how can educational institutes have moved forward with AI integrations, in what way prioritize their ethical responsibilities and accountability as well?
So I think that work has already been done at various levels. When we talk about organizations like NCRT or the schools in India, we are having frameworks in place, we are having guidelines in place. That is the whole idea behind the National Education Policy 2020. That's the whole idea behind the National Curriculum Framework, where they are accessing, decision making is being done considering what is best for the children. The content is being regulated. When I say that content is being regulated, the content has to be very age appropriate. आप एक 10 साल के बच्चे को एक 18 साल का कंटेंट दिखाएंगे तो that will not be beneficial. So every content is being designed, it is being portrayed or it is being brought out considering what is the age, what is their adaptability, उनकी learning curve के लिए वो कितना beneficial है. And this is the place where we are trying to incorporate, whether it is a session like this or it is the curriculum or it is the NCERT textbook. We are trying to incorporate what the National Education Policy says, what the National Curriculum Framework says, and this is where all the hard work is going into it.
Yes, ma'am. In what ways can educators support its students in developing their skills and ethical understanding needed to actively shape intelligence system?
So basically what the teachers have to do is that they have to be the facilitators. They have to be the facilitators for their students, for them to understand that these technologies are very much there, but they have to be utilized, they have to be brought into use for their best possible way, that it makes their works efficient. This is where the difference between smart work and hard work will be. There would be somebody who can do a lot of hard work. He would be putting in relentless number of hours, too much perseverance, effort, whereas a smart working person would be using strategies, he would be using tools, not undermining the hard work any day, but he will make the same use of the same tools, the same strategies which are available, and you do the same amount of work in lesser number of hours. This is what is efficient. So this is the difference which we have to learn between the smart work and the hard work. The hard work will always stay, and being able to use the tool is also your hard work in a way. But the efficient way of going forward is how you can use these strategies, these tools for efficient responses, so that it makes life easier. It kind of provides you the insights as to what can be done to make your responses better, understand better and learn better.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम. हमारे आज के इस सत्र में हमने सिमरत सरकारिया मैम से बात की और हमने जाना कैसे आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को और बेहतरीन तरीके से समझा जा सकता है, स्कूल एजुकेशन में इसका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन देखा जा सकता है, और हमारे टीचर्स, स्टूडेंट्स आज के इस सेशन से बहुत कुछ नया जान सकते हैं, जाने होंगे, ऐसा मैं उम्मीद करती हूँ. और धन्यवाद करते हैं हमारी एक्सपर्ट का. हमारे साथ है मिस सिमरत सरकारिया, मैनेजर फ्रॉम DWP HCL टेक्नोलॉजी. मैम बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना
Thank you
चाहेंगे.
very much. Thank you.
हमारे सभी दर्शक जो हमारे साथ आज के इस सत्र में जुड़े हैं वे सभी जागरूक हों और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस को लेकर आप सकारात्मक दृष्टिकोण बनाते हुए आगे बढ़ें, ऐसा हम आपसे उम्मीद करते हैं. CIT NCERT आपके लिए यूं ही बना रहेगा अपने अन्य लाइव इंटरेक्टिव सत्रों के साथ. 12 बजे इंक्लूसिव क्लासरूम का सत्र होगा जहां पर हम बात करने वाले हैं साइंस सब्जेक्ट मेटल्स एंड नॉन मेटल्स को लेकर. हमारे साथ इस पूरे सत्र को इंटरप्रेट करने के लिए सोनल और अनुष्का, आप दोनों का ही धन्यवाद करते हैं. मैं सृजन राजपूत हूँ. समय है कि आप सभी से अनुमति ली जाए. नमस्कार.